Good evening, sports fans. We've got NBA teams gearing up for exciting battles in the play-in tournament, plus another coaching change for the Phoenix Suns after they fell short of the postseason.
And let's all pretend to be shocked. Shocked. With the top pick in the WNBA draft. Sino kaya?
I guess
My goodness.
wonder who.
The Dallas Wings select Paige Becker's #1 overall.
What? Seryoso? Di kami actors and actresses eh. I'm Andre Felix.
There's a reason we're hosts and anchors. And I'm Cheska Litton-Calaw.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy League. Future move puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, pass! Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the
It is now the calm before the storm in the NBA, but in the next 2 days, we've got a much-awaited play-in tournament on tap.
8 teams looking to prolong their season head into battle for the last 4 spots in the playoffs. Action begins in the Eastern Conference at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow when the 8th-seeded Atlanta Hawks take on the 7th-seeded Orlando Magic. The winner of that head-to-head earns the East's 7th seed and the right to play the defending champions, the Boston Celtics. The Western Conference play-in tips off at 10 a.m. when the 8th-seeded Memphis Grizzlies battle the 7th-seeded Golden State Warriors. The winner will face the 2nd-seeded Houston Rockets in the first round.
The losers of tomorrow's games will then play the winners of the games between the 9th and 10th seeds in their respective conferences. Those games will happen on Thursday starting in the East at 7:30 a.m. when the Miami Heat face the Chicago Bulls. Then at 10 a.m. is Western as the Dallas Mavericks take on the Sacramento Kings. The losers of Thursday's games will then be eliminated from the postseason. All game schedules are in Philippine time, and you can catch the Grizzlies, Dubs, and the Mavs Kings games on One Sports, but all 4 games will be available on NBA TV Philippines.
Atlanta Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder emphasizes the need to execute their half-court sets, particularly this postseason. Ahead of their matchup with the Orlando Magic, Snyder says he's aware that the pace of the game could change in the playoffs, which is why it's important to generate good shots from their half-court offense. Well, good thing they have assist leader Trae Young as floor general. Atlanta is in familiar territory as they head to the play-in for the 4th straight year. The Hawks have been pretty successful in the tournament. They advanced to the first round of the playoffs in 2022 and 2023 via the play-in, but they were eliminated last year. Here's Snyder's take on what the team needs to go deep in the playoffs.
I don't know what the margins are between offensive efficiency and half court. I know we need to run. A lot of the times we've lost, it's because we've turned the ball over and haven't got defensive rebounds. So that all makes sense to me. I think in a playoff situation, you're absolutely right. The game can slow down, and the key is to generate good shots. You know, for us, as for other teams, there's shots for us that are good shots, and there's shots for another team that are their good shots. And you know, that's where the efficiency lies, and I think your players really committing to that. It is harder to run in the playoffs. You know, there's more preparation, and when you play a team multiple times, they know what you're doing more. It gets more physical. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it, but that doesn't mean you say, oh, we can't do that. We got to do something else. You know, I think there's a clash of wills there in certain respects, and also understanding that your half-court efficiency is important.
As for the Magic, well, they're looking at 2 major areas of improvement against the Hawks. Head coach Jamal Mosley says better free throw shooting and offensive rebounding were some of the things they pressed on the players in today's practice. Mosley is also mindful of what Hawks star Trae Young brings to the table, but he expects his players to take on the challenge. The Magic are coming off a 117-105 loss to the Hawks in their season finale yesterday. Overall, both teams split their 4-game season series this year. While the Hawks are familiar with the play-in, the Magic are not, as this would be the first time they will take part in it. Here's Coach Mose talking about their preparations for tomorrow's big game.
Knowing what we did before that worked, knowing what we need to clean up, understanding what personnel is, and really diving into the details of how you want to score on this team, but also how you want to stop them. It's one game at a time, and this is the true definition of it. It's one game, and that gives you the opportunity to go play in the playoffs. And I think you just focus on taking care of the basketball, defending the right way, doing it without fouling, cleaning up all the little things within the details of the game. Because if you look at the 3 games without last night's game, it's been a difference of 6.3 points in average. So I think with that being said, it's the small details that will help you take care of home court. And when you have great players and they have, Trae being one of them over there, he's going to find different ways so that you can draw up any type of play you want, any type of defense you want. Great players find a way to break that down.
History is against the Golden State Warriors heading into the play-in tournament, but head coach Steve Kerr remains in high spirits. The Dubs are 0-3 in play-in games. In 2021, Golden State lost to the Los Angeles Lakers and then to the Memphis Grizzlies, resulting in the Warriors' elimination. Last year, the Dubs were knocked out by the Sacramento Kings. Despite all that, Coach Kerr still has a positive outlook ahead of his team's play-in rematch against the Grizzlies. After all, his new star player, Jimmy Butler, has taken the Miami Heat from the play-in all the way to the finals in 2023. With Steph Curry and Butler in his roster, the 4-time champion coach even joked about his team's losing record in the play-ins.
Well, that's what makes Tuesday's game really important. Is if we can take care of business, then we will have 4 or 5 days before the first playoff game. So, I'm not worried about Steph. I mean, sore thumb, and he goes 7 for 12 from 3 and 36 points. So Steph is Steph. I liked how Jimmy played. Did you? Did you like the way he played?
One in particular, though.
I mean, he's an alpha. He's out there and he wants the ball and he wants to get to the foul line, and you can just throw him the ball. You don't even have to run any offense. You just have to get spaced, and what a luxury that is. So 30 points, 9 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, this guy, total stud. The play-in games actually don't exist. There's no record of any play-in games. The stats don't count. I don't remember anything about being in the play-in game in the past. It vanished from thin air after they happened. It is what it is. It's been great for the NBA, and it's exciting. It creates a race within the race, and so this is what it is, and we got to go take care of it.
Grizzlies interim head coach Thomas Isalo is likewise confident that his squad can reach the playoffs. Memphis spent the first few months of the regular season hovering around the number 2 and number 4 seed in the West standings. This despite Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. being in and out the lineup due to injuries. But in the latter part of the season, the Grizzlies seem to have hit a wall. The winnings suddenly fluctuated and losing skids came by every now and then. This prompted the Grizzlies to make a late-season coaching change, firing Taylor Jenkins and replacing him with Isalo. After beating the Dallas Mavericks in the final day of the regular season, Coach Isalo spoke about his team's edge ahead of the play-ins.
Well, to me, it gives confidence that every day in practice, our guys are getting after it. They're focused. They're locked in. I thought we played very tough competition. Within the last 2 weeks, we played teams that have been on a serious roll. Even the 2 wins in Miami, Detroit, these are high-level teams, and playing at their best basketball of the season. And then Denver, obviously, playing very good basketball. Overall, first of all, the play-ins, there's the tough part about that is you don't get a second chance. You know, you get one game, and then if you lose that, you have a second game, but you don't get the same opponent twice. So you want to make it count, and that's how we've approached every practice. That there's no tomorrow. We do what we can today, and then go day by day. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that gives me the confidence is just the guys' buy-in.
Coming up, we hear from more NBA teams as they prepare for the play-in tournament. The Heat, the Kings, and the Mavericks sound off as they try to get to the actual playoffs. Catch that and more when play-by-play returns. Only here. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play on One News. Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra is wary of the Chicago Bulls' running game, but is also careful not to overdo his preparation. Chicago has had Miami's number all season long, winning all 3 of their regular season games. But while the Heat are working extra to try to reverse the outcome in the play-in, Coach Spo says he won't bombard his players with too much information on how to handle the Bulls. After all, the 3-time NBA champion coach believes his team is at its best when players have clear heads. Here's Spoelstra after playing the Washington Wizards in the final day of the regular season, talking about what he plans to do with a short break ahead of the Bulls game.
It'll be, valuable. I'm sure both teams, feel that way. You also want to be mindful that you don't overclutter, the mind. We're at our best when we have great clarity, and we know what our game is at this point. We know what their game is. We've played them 3 times in the last 2 months, so we will do a little bit more prep, than a normal regular season game if you just have a shoot around to prepare for it. But I don't want over saturation of information, to slow us down. But the extra day, we'll certainly, try to take advantage of it. Teams that push it really fast. It's a synapse, that we have to have on Wednesday night to get on to the next possession, and have that mental toughness to do that for 48 minutes. Every single possession, whether it's a make or miss. We've had several possessions in the Chicago series where we've gotten shots in the paint, even several made shots that they've run out and scored within 4 seconds. In possession games, that can be the difference.
The Sacramento Kings making the play-in tournament is quite impressive considering their struggles this season. That being said, the Beam team is not satisfied just yet. Sacktown underwhelmed earlier in the season despite being one of the most talented young teams in the NBA. With losses piling up, Sacramento decided to part ways with head coach Mike Brown late in December of last year. The Kings then made another major move in February by trading their franchise player De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs. In return, they acquired Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls. Near the end of the season, the new-look Kings were able to go on a mini surge, which allowed them to secure a play-in spot in the West. Before facing the Dallas Mavericks in the tournament, Coach Doug Christie spoke about the right mindset for his squad at this point in time.
Super excited for them. I told them very proud of the fight, the determination that they showed in the face of a lot of different adversity that's went on this year, and that's a big credit to them. So congratulations to them, the organization, and our city. It's not over. Like I think when it's over and we're heading home with the trophy and we can all celebrate, like then we might look back, but now you can't breathe in these moments, man. You gotta hold your breath. In the mouth, out the nose, in the nose, out the mouth. I believe that's how it goes. There we go. And that's really all. That's all that you can do, man. This isn't time to look back. This is a time to stay locked in, look forward, see the opponent that's in front of you. There's going to be a scouting report. There's going to be details. There's going to be things that we need to lock in on, and mediocrity is not going to be effective in this moment. So we gotta step our game up.
Perhaps no team dealt with more drama and injuries this season than the Dallas Mavericks. Still, they were able to book the final slot in the Western Conference play-in. What appeared to be a nightmare campaign started when the Mavs shocked the world by trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. The stunning move drew the ire of Dallas fans and stirred controversy for an extended period of time. The injury bug then plagued the Mavs, even clearing out their front court at one point. They also lost Kyrie Irving for the season due to an ACL tear. These injury woes culminated on a March 7 game against the Phoenix Suns when the Mavs had only 7 active players in their lineup. But against all odds, Dallas still ended up with the 10th best record in the Wild Wild West. Here now are Coach Jason Kidd and Klay Thompson talking about their unlikely play-in appearance against the Kings.
It's been a lot, for everybody, emotionally and physically. And so, but I think the group has done an incredible job to be in this position. Again, we've never, complained or felt sorry for ourselves. We come out and compete, play hard, and again, the two things that we can control is our energy and effort. And so I thought the group did a great job of doing that. And now we're the 10th seed trying to find a way to win on the road.
Single elimination, so I look at it as a makeup for never playing in the NCAA tournament. So I'm looking forward to going to Sacramento and having a great experience with my guys.
For the 3rd straight year, the Phoenix Suns are firing their head coach after yet another unsuccessful season. The team announced earlier today that Mike Budenholzer is out after just 1 year. In a statement, Phoenix said its goal has always been to compete at the highest level, but they failed to meet expectations this season. Furthermore, the team said their fans deserve better. That's why change is needed. Coach Bud replaced Frank Vogel, who also had a one-year tenure with the team. Phoenix now begins searching for a new head coach for the fourth time in as many seasons. The Suns' injury-riddled campaign concluded with them losing 9 of their last 10 games, failing to qualify even for the play-in tournament. Phoenix finished the season at 11th in the West behind a 36-46 win-loss record. Coming up, Paige Beckers is off to the next stage of her basketball career. The rising women's basketball star headlines the 2025 WNBA draft. More on that when Play-by-Play returns. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. No surprises here. Paige Beckers is the first overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. Let's all pretend we didn't see that coming. Beckers was selected by the Dallas Wings. She is fresh off winning a national championship in her final season with the Yukon Huskies. Paige Buckets is the 6th Yukon player to be drafted as the top pick, joining a list of legends that includes Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Tina Charles, Maya Moore, and Brianna Stewart. Following Beckers in the draft is 19-year-old French star Dominique Malonga, who was selected 2nd overall by the Seattle Storm. The Washington Mystics took Notre Dame's Sonia Citron and USC's Kiki Eryafin as the 3rd and 4th selections, respectively. And rounding out the top 5, the Golden State Valkyries selected Lithuanian guard Juste Juchite.
Okay, good news to all NBA fans. Stay with me here. Before we head into the play-in, we're going to take a look at the top 5 plays of the NBA's regular season in tonight's highlight reel. I know it's not easy because they had like top 100 plays, but we'll just do 5 for today. Highlight reel, let's start with a dunk of the year front runner. Let's roll it. Medyo nauna lang. Eto na. Shaden Sharp. It came off a steal there, counter steal. We'll see that play again. Let's roll it from the top. But here's Sharp, slow-mo, skying and flying. Welcome to his poster, Justin Champagny. So it was a counter steal, the steal by Champagny, counter steal by Sharp, which says, welcome to my poster, twisting in midair too. Sharp just fantastic. He has been playing stellar in his third year with Portland Trailblazers, averaging, by the way, 18.5 points per game. But unfortunately, the Trailblazers out of the playoffs, out of the play-in. They finished 12th in the West with 36 wins and 46 losses. Okay, up next, play number 4 of the season. Aaron Gordon inbounds, Jokic, the heave at a quarterback, and it gets in. He puts it in there, 107-185 is the score. It's just the end of the third. But what a way for Jokic to treat the fans. It was a blowout. I remember this game. But still, Jokic proving what else can he do? Force Joker finishing the season within the top 3 in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Another MVP-type year for the Joker. He's also led the Nuggets, by the way, to number 4 in the West, 50 wins, 32 losses. And by the way, this will be a great series between the Nuggets as they face the LA Clippers. Watch out for the Clips in the first round of the NBA playoffs. That will be a great series. Healthy Clips, healthy Kawhi, James Harden balling against the former champs and Joker. It's gonna be great. Okay, let's go to number 3. How about the Hawks and the Jazz? This is a good game. Colin Sexton knocking down the triple there. Ties the game. 2.9. Stay with me. Trae Young for the win. Bang, 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 and the wave. Remember that? Remember that, Check? I'm sure you do. That play was just a highlight game winner for Trae Young. Colin Sexton tying the game in Utah. Trae says, no, let's end it right there. We're not going to OT. I remember this game. Trae Young and the Hawks win this game, 124-121. Ice Trae averaged, by the way, 24 points, 3 rebounds, and a league-leading 11.6 assists. The Hawks tallied 40 wins, 42 losses for 8th in the East. They will be in the play-in. They will face the Orlando Magic tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Magic number 7 seed, by the way. Okay, now we got a 2 for 1 for you. Parang promo lang. Ja Morant, the first one, twisting in midair in Brooklyn. Woo! Gets Claxton there. Ja Morant with the hops and the hang time. Take a look at this again. Whoop! He says he's not going to dunk anymore, but let's just twist in midair using the left hand there. Same game. He does it again. This time against Cam Johnson, twisting in midair is Ja Morant. I told you 2 for 1. 23.2 points per game, 7.3 assists per game for Ja Morant this season. And the Grizz also finishing number 8 in the West with 48 wins, 34 losses. They will take on the Golden State Warriors, number 7 seed in the play-in, also tomorrow at 10 a.m. Philippine time. And the top play of the regular season, well, at least in our opinion, the wild finish from the Bulls and the Lakers last March. Stay with me, medyo mahaba to. Okay, inbounds, Josh Giddey to Vucevic, extra pass. Williams hits the 3. Take a look at the score. 115-113, down to 2. 9.8, stolen away by Giddey. Then Giddey out. Kobe White says, no, let's take the lead at home. And look at the Bulls fans. 116-115, 6 seconds remaining. Bulls fans go crazy. And then Austin Reeves, after the timeout. What a play by J.J. Redick. He puts the Lakers up. 3 seconds to go. Giddey out back to Josh Giddey for the win. Half court. Yes! Reliving like it just happened today or yesterday, but this will never get old. Josh Giddey. This was probably, arguably, one of the best games of the season. The Lakers, the Bulls. Mind you, this was with Luka Doncic already. So the Lakers were rolling at one point, but the Bulls says, no, Giddey says, let's win this at home for the fans. Final score, 119-117, man of the hour, Josh Giddey. Averaged 14.6 points per game this season, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. And Chicago at number 9 in the East with a 39-43 record. They will face the number 10th seed, Miami Heat, in the play-in on Thursday at 7:30 a.m. Philippine time. Check.
Walang huminga for 12 seconds. And And before we go, Luka Doncic has moved to Hollywood is paying off, both on and off the court. Doncic owns the league's most popular jersey this season. The Slovenian star, who joined the Lakers at the trade deadline, is the first international player to ever top the NBA's jersey sales list. He also becomes the first player outside of Steph Curry and LeBron James to claim the #1 spot since Carmelo Anthony did it back in 2013. The rest of the top 5 in jersey sales features some familiar names. Curry, James, Jason Tatum, and Jalen Brunson round out the list. According to the NBA, jersey sales spiked 21% after that blockbuster trade that sent Luka to Los Angeles. How many players' jerseys do you own?
Ay, madami.
Never mind.
No, ang dami. Kasi nung
I
panahon ko
regret
mahilig,
asking
mga
that
Anthony
question.
Hardaway, Grant Hill, Hakeem Olajuwon, yung mga bago, I can't remember. Pero yeah, may Doncic ako, may Devin Booker, kaya nga si Booker the Beagle, obviously.
No, really?
Pati meron din ako mga I enjoy, sorry, mabilis lang. Nag-enjoy ako
Mali-
din sa mga
mali yung
college
tanong ko.
players. Hindi, like kunyari si Rain ng Batak, yan si LA Tenorio,
Okay.
hingi ako ng mga
Okay.
college jerseys nila. Hindi huwag mo tanongin kung kasha, pero si Chris Ross, I remember Chris Ross, sorry, mabilis, gave me, as in tight fit. Pati shorts ang ikli, anyway.
Display mo na lang.
Tama, pa-frame na lang natin. But sorry, tinanong mo pa tuloy.
I know.
That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
Nakalimutan ko tanongin, may jersey ka?
I only own jerseys of 2 basketball players.
Sige, sino?
Dwayne Wade and Allen Iverson.
Enough said. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton-Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.